Hi guys. So I thought it would be a fun test to develop a Macintosh application using AI. In this case, I'm going to use Claude. I actually asked ChatGPT in advance whether it's possible to run a Macintosh application locally just on my machine, because usually when you develop a Mac application, you have to upload it to the App Store and you have to pay a yearly subscription for that. So I don't want to do that. Now the idea is to build an app that is very similar to this application right here. It basically hints you to take breaks for your eyes, because this is something I struggle with quite a lot when I'm using the PC quite a lot. And what it does is every 20 minutes it shows you an overlay on your screen for 20 seconds to give your eyes a break. So you're instructed to look into the horizon. They say something that's 20 feet away, but yeah, just look into the horizon for 20 seconds and then come back to whatever you're doing. Now, I want to just try and see if I can build this application real quick. Let's see where it goes. So I'm just going to start by prompting Claude in this case, and I've already started writing the description of the app which I want to build. So I'm just going to continue from here and comment what I do. All right, let's see what Claude is going to give us. Yeah, so obviously we will have to build it in SwiftUI. Hopefully it's going to give me instructions on how to use Xcode, because I haven't used that in a while. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Open Xcode, create a new project. Let's see. What was that? Outdated version probably. Okay, I'll be back once I've updated. Alright, this took a bit, but now, yeah, let's get back into it. Open Xcode. Now, what else did it say? Alright, doesn't sound too difficult. Let's see what the code does. So let's see, we just have one file that contains one class and a couple of structures. I'm not actually familiar with Xcode, so I'm just gonna read it and interpret what I see. So creates a window group, styles it according to some styles. Those defined. They are not defined in here. Interesting. Maybe that is a Swift. Yeah, probably is a Swift standard function. Alright. Yeah, it requests notification permissions. That makes sense. On initialization. So what does that do? Request authorization if granted. Okay, if granted, it only prints out something. That is probably not quite complete what we want to do. Probably have to adjust that. Okay, what does the time manager do? As the name suggests, I guess it would just do the timing for the intervals. Yeah, initialization starts the work timer. It firstly invalidates it. Yeah, makes sense. And then it's with time interval work duration, which is 20 minutes, yeah. And I guess This function runs once the timer has fired. Show overlay. Is overlay visible true? Send notification. Yeah, I guess we don't really need a notification at all now that I think of it. Hide overlay. Yeah, so I think I have to just prompt Claude to actually show a full screen overlay, which is what I want. So everything, you know, turns black, and there's just the saying on the screen that says pause. So I want to switch the send notification basically to show like a proper overlay. Actually, let's see what send notification actually does. Maybe the name is just confusing because here it's adding some content. Oh yeah, but it is a notification request. Okay. So we do want to change that to an actual overlay rather than just a notification. Because I assume, whoops. I assume, yeah, I assume this is actually a notification. Yeah. Now we have a content view. Okay, where is that used? Yeah, that's used in the window group. I mean, that might be what we actually want. I wonder. Okay. No, that's the content body of the notification. I'm not sure whether this is actually used. Okay. I'm going to just do what I usually do. Just going to test it out and see what happens. Yeah, I want to build for Mac. So we should first create a new project, choose macOS as a platform, and then name it whatever we want. In this case, we do this. Okay, yeah. So once Xcode is started, we can create a new project and actually test it out. Let's see, create new project. We want a macOS app. Product name, interface, Swift UI, language Swift, storage. Don't need tests. Organization identifier. Delta media. Alright. And where do we want to save this? We want to save it right in here. Okay, now it's generating some boilerplate code. Alright, now what happens if I just run it, build and run the application using the play button in Xcode, or pressing Command R? Now let's try that and see what actually happens. I've never done this before, so we will see. The build action is already running. No, we don't want to replace it. Failed to build the active system. Okay. Failed to build the active scheme. Okay, there is an error, but it somehow seems to have worked anyway. So we have a hello world screen here. That's cool. Now obviously we could just say take a break here, and I assume, I'm not sure if it has hot loading, hot reloading as we do on the web. Oh, yeah, okay, so in the preview it actually does. I guess if I want to have it in the window here, I would have to build the application as well, but that's fine. So we have it in here. Now I don't really want to figure out how to make, you know, the body and the entire width and height of the screen. So as I said, we're just going to try and copy and pasting. I have to move myself real quick. Copy pasting the entire code in here, and then we see what happens. All right, invalid redeclaration of screen break reminder app. Okay, so do initialize? No. Then I am not sure why this is an issue, but okay, let's just rename it something else for now. Now I wonder, how do I get the preview? Instance of screen is already running. Would you like to terminate and launch a new instance or additional one? I want to replace that. Main attribute can only apply to one type in the module. Is it in here twice? No, it's not. Now what I usually do these days is I copy the error message. Ah, interesting. So we have two files apparently. Maybe we have to copy it in here. Yeah, and then delete this file. How do I delete it? This. Move to trash. Now let's see if it's still throwing that error. It's not. Okay, well, open anyway, because I built it myself. Alright, so it is asking for permissions for notifications, which is cool. That's fine. Cool, screen back reminder. So let's allow the notifications. Now do we have... Alright, we have a window. Now obviously we don't see the break yet, because that takes 20 minutes. So let's see if we can adjust the time. So let's just do every 10 seconds. See if anything actually happens. So I wonder if there's a debug function to write something to the console. Okay, so that's just a simple print. Now it's just gonna regurgitate all the code again. This is something that these systems do. Yeah, it added some print statements, so let's just use this. So yeah, we should see some, I guess. Now where would I see the terminal? Good question. Probably in here. Yeah. Timer initialized. Starting work for timer for 10 seconds. Showing overlay. Ah, see. Okay, it is working. Let's see after 20 seconds whether it's removing the overlay as well. Actually, it's not an overlay yet. Obviously, it's just the window. Let's see what happens after the 20 seconds. So the 20 seconds are defined here. Yeah, so it actually removes it. Now this is looking pretty good already. And what we actually want to do is dish out all the code again. Let's see if we can find dispatch queue. This is new. NS application share window, make key and or front nil, window toggle full screen nil. That's interesting. Hide overlay. Yeah, I think those are the only differences created. Let's see. Not sure if I have to actually. Okay, so it started work timer for 10 seconds. Now let's see after the 10 seconds if it turns full screen. It does not. Maybe I have to rebuild this thing. Yeah, most likely have to rebuild it. I'm just going to change this to 5 seconds and 5 seconds. So let's see if it actually opens the window. It does. Now look at that, guys. It's working. I'm actually quite surprised myself. So yeah, as you see, you know, it does it every 5 seconds because that's what I did. That's what I built in. But obviously, we'll change that back to 20 minutes and then 20 seconds showing the pause screen. Now I wonder, how do I actually, you know, package this application so that I can, you know, kind of install it on my machine. Yeah, I guess I would have to build it. Yeah. Now the question becomes, what do I do with the build? So let's go back to Claude. Select the center pane on the target section. It's probably somewhere here. Is that targets? No, that's tests. Where is the targets? Now, as you can tell, I've never built a macOS app. So I have to just search for everything that I do. But that's fine. In the project navigator, usually at the top of the left sidebar, in the center pane on the target section, select your app. Okay. Maybe I can just search for it in here. Add target. Okay. Select your app target. I don't think we want to add a target. There's targets. Okay, so we have Mac selected. Select your app target, go to Signing and Capabilities tab. Signing and Capabilities. Ensure automatically managed signing is checked. You don't have an Apple developer account, you can still use a personal Apple ID for development running on your own devices. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Automatically managed signing, perfect. Once signing is set up, go to the menu and select Product Archive. Product Archive. Now it's doing something up here. It's building it. Okay. Looks good, looks good. So we'll build your app. This will take one after the build is complete. Click Distribute App. App Store Connect Test Line. Probably more debugging, I guess. In the distribution, I'll select copy app. I don't have that. In the distribution of select copy app. Let's try debugging. No team file archive is assigned to this editor. Okay. Let me try custom. Copy app. There we go. Okay, so the instruction wasn't quite clear, but that's fine. Let's call that v1. Export and wait for the process to complete. Alright. Now, do I actually have this in my Finder now? I do. Wow. That's crazy. Let's install this to, oh man, applications. I never do it this way. So this one? Yeah. So let's see. So now I've installed it. Probably have to run it once. Yeah, I want to open it. Let's just close that window and see what happens. Actually, oh, that was a bit stupid because now we would have to wait 20 minutes. So let's go back and change this back to 5 seconds. And 5 seconds just to validate. I already forgot how to do this. Do I just go archive or do I go build first? Probably build first, not sure whether archiving does a build and an archive. Yeah, I guess it does. Okay. So let's distribute this version. Now I know where to click. So that would be v2. I guess that's already done. It creates a new folder every time, but that's fine. So replace it. Let's quit this. Open it. And let's see. Wow. I'm actually so happy this worked. What happens if I close this? Does it still work? I don't think it does. That's unfortunate. What if I minimize it? Okay, so when I minimize, it does work. Now what, does it go back to minimization? No, it remains there. Okay, so this is not what I want. So let's go back to Claude. Say thank you. I think it's always a good idea. So what I would like the app to do is, so right now when I close the window, so now what should it do? It should, the app should create a new window every 20 minutes and then close the window after the 20 seconds. Can you do this? And then close that window after 20 seconds. Your main application running in the background and only show the break window when needed. See, it's amazing. I mean, it puts it into much better words than I did. It knows what I want, basically. Pretty crazy. Modify the time and class to handle creating and closing a new window. So let's see what that does. Show break window, dispatch main. Okay, so this is creating a new break window, NS window, with some parameters, the title, etc. Some font styling, I guess. Create a new break view. Okay, yeah, this is a second view. Fair enough, that's probably says break. And then show break window is a new function that creates the window. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's copy and paste it in here. Let's run it. Actually, now I made the same mistake again. Let's change this to 5 seconds and 5 seconds. You know, I guess in a test environment you would sort of have a logic that tests. If you're in test environment, then use 5 seconds. If you're in production, use 20 seconds and 20 minutes. But that's a bit of an overkill for my test application. Yeah, okay, so the window remains open. So the full screen thing works. Yeah, okay, so it's not quite there yet. Let's close this. It creates a new window. However, when the break is done, the window is not destroyed. It remains open. Can you remove the window once the pause is done? Now let's see what it changes. Show break window, yeah. Show the window is released when closed. Added. So it's deallocated when it's closed. I've updated hide break window method, so it closes the window. Yeah, that looks much better. Let's change this to 5 and 5 again. Let's give it a test. Okay. Bad access. So it closes the window and then it probably breaks because we don't have any window anymore. Now, fade to stat item. This is at least what I would think the problem is. Just by logic, I don't actually, know what this error means, but I think that's probably the issue. So I'm just gonna ask Claude basically. Get now breaks. Maybe it's because the window gets closed entirely. Here's the error message. Let's see what it says. Keep the main window alive while still creating and destroying the break windows. This should prevent the app from breaking when all windows are closed. This is actually not what I want. I actually want to hide all windows from hide the main window from the app. It should never be visible. Only the break window in full screen should ever be visible. Alright, let's see what it does. So it added this did finish launching method to manage the app's lifecycle and create status items. Modify the main structure settings instead of window group. Okay. The creation of a default window prevents it. That's good. Okay, now it adds an icon in the menu bar. I was actually thinking about this, and I thought it might be too complicated. But it seems that that's probably the way to go. Okay. Actually, we've got to change this to 5 and 5 again. Break window. I'm just quickly scrolling over the code to see what it did. I think it's mainly this. Create an app delegate, whatever that is. A new class. So it uses that class. It saves it as a var app delegate and doesn't use it again. It's interesting. But probably this is a function that where you pass in the class to be used. Okay, this creates a status bar icon. So it's a button, it's an eye and a screen back reminder. Okay, let's see. If this creates a window, it just changes the icon. Okay, creates a window. Seems to close the window. Seems to work. It's nice. I didn't see the icon, but that might be due to the fact that I have so many icons showing here that there's no space. So I'm just going to build it like this with the 5 seconds to see in actual production mode when I install it. You know, if the icon up here shows, but even if it doesn't, it seems to work as we intended. There's no icon. Or is it this icon? No. I have so many apps installed, but it works. Now it would be super nice if it actually goes into the actual full screen mode. Right, like, I don't know, how does it work? Okay, that's the last thing I want to try. Let's see. This works. However, I do not see an eye icon in the menu bar. The pause screen does show up and close properly. That's great. Let's see where it tests with this first. Icon isn't appearing as expected. Let's modify the code to ensure that menu bar is invisible. Yeah, so it's set up menu bar icon. Okay. So it's using an emoji right now. I'm not sure if the status icon actually supports emojis. Okay, to implement these changes. Yeah. Change this to 5 seconds again. Yeah, we did this a lot of times now. Click on the menu bar icon will reveal a menu with a little with a title and a quit option. The app will continue to function before and okay. Let's see if the icon actually appears. Don't think it does. But as you can tell, it's probably due to me having too many icons. Just gonna quit a couple of these. That's my screen recorder. There's the icon. Awesome. So it does work. So what happens if it quits the app? It's perfect. Nice. I love it. Alright, the last thing. Awesome. Last thing, I would like the pause window to actually use the full screen mode. Is it, what's it called? Yeah, full screen mode, I guess. Yeah, it's called full screen mode. So it changes the show break window. Window toggle full screen nil. That's it's interesting that it doesn't pass any parameters to this. Ah. So where's that window collection behavior? Okay, full screen primary. Can join all spaces. It's probably needed some permissions or something. Let's go back into code. Change this, run it. See if it works. We see the eye. It's full screen, guys. Let's go. Cool. Now I have an application that, helps me relieve my eyes. That's awesome. So it took roughly half an hour to build this, and yeah, obviously with the help of Claude, because I've never built a macOS application before. I'm just a web developer, full stack web developer, so that's my home turf. But yeah, and I've shown you how to do this, and if you're interested in more complex applications, or you have any questions, you want to get in touch, feel free to do so. Just shoot me a message. Thanks. Bye.